How y'all doing? I'm waiting on y'all to properly come in. Tonight, we eating steak. We're gonna make tacos tonight. These are Trump tacos. These are Trump's favorite tacos. Come on in, push that like button. How y'all doing? Y'all came in yet? Y'all ain't came in yet. Y'all wanna see Trump tacos? We're gonna explore some Trump tacos. Look at that. Bell peppers and onions, steak, guacamole, cilantro, cheese, steak. These are steak tacos. You know, a lot of people can't afford steak tacos. A lot of people like to look for a cheaper alternative meat, like chicken, fish, pork. A lot of people like to use pork. That's like the most unhealthiest tacos you can eat. But Trump likes steak, and he like a certain type of steak. Yeah, Kobe steak. This is Kobe steak. Kobe steak. This is Trump's favorite. This is Trump's favorite tacos. This is Kobe steak. We eating Kobe steak tacos tonight. Now push that like button. If you like Kobe steak, have you ever had a Kobe steak? Those are cows that's named Kobe, like Kobe Bryant, and they prize cows. They big. They prize cows. They fed with nothing but with grass fed cows, and they Kobe's. And a Kobe cow, Kobe cow is special. Okay, you don't know what I'm talking about. So we ain't gonna talk about the Kobe cows night right now. Kobe steak. We gonna talk about just the steak tacos that I'm about to consume. Don't nobody want to talk to me about them steak tacos. It's okay. I understand. A lot of people in their own world doing their own thing right now at their house, at the club, preparing themselves to go out tonight. And I'm in my own world doing my own thing. See, I'm in my business. This is my lovely business. And this is what I'm doing inside of it. Minding my own, cooking steak tacos. I was, just wanted to see if we can engage into a nice conversation tonight and talk like grown people and talk about what's yet to come, what we gonna expect this week. This week gonna be mighty interesting. What do y'all expect for it to get real interesting? Okay, that's okay. Okay, we gonna see how interesting it get. That's all we can do in life. We can't be out here chasing pipe dreams. We gotta be out here on some real living. Even if we, halfway living, we gotta be on some real living together. Push that like button. Y'all don't wanna live with me? Y'all don't wanna share life with me right now? Y'all don't like me because I'm able to I'm able to make tacos for myself. It's the only thing I can cook for myself right now. I can afford to eat. Boy, in America, they make it hard for everybody. Do y'all agree? I think that they just intentionally try to make it hard for all of us. Hispanic people, black people, white people, like the poor white people, not the rich white people. I wish I could. Man. I ought to go get me some baked potatoes. Go get me about 3 good baked potatoes. That's what I ought to go do. Push that like button. Show me some love. You want to see what I'm doing? I'm just cooking. Oh my God, that aroma is coming through. What's up, Mr. AJ? Come on in. Push that like button. We are cooking tacos. Talking about what's coming up, what's gonna happen this week. Y'all know what's about to happen next? Do y'all know what's about to happen next? You said beans? No, no beans tonight. No beans tonight. I ain't making burritos. I'm making me some tacos. I got some guacamole. I got some cheese. Got some sour cream. Got some tortilla shells. Got them tortillas put in pop. Hey, I love tacos, man. Somebody said it. That's all you love to cook tacos. Listen, man, I'm in California, and this is what we do in California. We cook tacos at least 3 days out of a week. A good Californian don't, and I'm surely Californianized now. How you doing? I'm talking about I eat mine like the Mexicans. I put cilantro, cheese. Well, they don't like cheese on theirs, but I like cheese on mine. I like, rich Mexicans put cheese on theirs. That case, that case, that what kind of the cadasa cheese, or cordicia cheese. We put that Mexican cheese on. Man, that aroma came out the top of that pot so good and strong and warm and delicious. How y'all doing? Push that like button. Y'all ain't liking me right now? Huh? Y'all not liking me right now. Boring remote. The man officers killed on Newport Beach Pier allegedly killed a woman hours before. Oh, wow. Shot in the head. Ex-con husband shoots influencer wife on camera for stealing his money while he was in prison. Black people get free permanent residency. Bitcoin scammer Able-bodied working age adults must have to work. Work requirements. Live off dividends. No. See what Miss Sarah Huckabee got to say. How you doing? Can't go wrong with tacos. I love cheese on my tacos. For real? That's what's up. I'm trying to find something engaging to talk about right now.
Thank you so much for being here. Glad to be joined by our Secretary of Human Services, Christy Putnam, and our State Medicaid Director, Janet Mann. I know today the entire team over at DHS have worked incredibly hard on what we are going to be announcing today. I also want to recognize the many legislators in the room with us. We know they're extremely busy right now, keeping us very busy, which we're excited for, and glad to have some more activity back in the hallways, but glad that all of you are here, and I think that this will be a great thing for all of us to continue working together on. There have been a lot of questions about our plans for Medicaid, and 2 weeks ago I told several of you to check back in. Well, I hope you will be happy, but the wait is over. My focus since the start of this administration has been to empower people, never trapping them in a life of poverty. We want to give Arkansas, Arkansans, a hand up, not a handout, and giving everyone an opportunity to live their best life right here in Arkansas. That's why today I'm announcing that our state will seek a waiver from the Trump administration to let us create a Medicaid work requirement. The requirement is simple. If you want to receive free health care paid for by your fellow taxpayer, able-bodied working age adults have to work, go to school, volunteer, or be home to take care of their kids. 220,000 able-bodied working age adults in Arkansas receive free health care courtesy of the Arkansas taxpayer. It cost us more than $2.2 billion each year and growing. Of those recipients, estimates show that nearly 90,000 have no job. Most Arkansans work hard to pay for their health insurance, but many of these healthy adults don't work at all and receive it for free. That is not how the system.
Five banks that will approve a
Top story tonight, the killing of the brother of rapper Too Short. Someone shot and killed him during an attempted robbery of a building in East Oakland. NBC Bay Area's Valina Jones has been tracking the story all day. She's got details about what happened.
OPD received several calls at around 0700 hours of a ShotSpotter activation and several 911 calls.
Tonight, OPD investigators are combing over evidence and searching for the people responsible for shooting and killing a man in an attempted robbery turned deadly. Investigators say around 7 this morning, multiple suspects tried to ram a car into an...
Oh, wow. Somebody killed Too Short brother. That's sad.
Near East 12th Street.
The suspects arrived to the location. They attempted to force their way into the property. While they were attempting their way in, the victim stepped out, was confronted by the suspects, and the suspects fired several rounds at the victim.
The victim is rapper Too Short's older brother. Police confirmed his identity as 61-year-old Wayne Shaw. Police say Shaw was shot multiple times and transported to a nearby hospital where he died. Investigators do not know if he was targeted or if the robbery was random. Too Short grew up in Oakland and is known as a pioneer of West Coast hip-hop. He began his recording career in the 80s. The city named a street after him in East Oakland back in 2022. Too Short has not publicly said anything about his brother's death. Police say the suspects got away in an unknown vehicle. Investigators are looking into the building that was targeted and Shaw's connection to the property. In Oakland, Valina Jones, NBC Bay Area News.
911 call. What happened? 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 What happened?
Whoever did this, possibly of death.
Our story begins in
Trump, you want to take us the fuck out of here? Come do this shit then. Look for the fuck through your house. Look for the fuck through your streets. Come get it, bitch.
A few moments later.
You're fired! Bye-bye! Well, man, I'll see you in Cancun. Now that it's actually illegal to be in the country illegally, it's probably best that if you're gonna commit the crime to not broadcast it. I'm in Texas, and since Trump been the president, I done seen more ice than Minnesota.
And that's a fact.
And let me make something absolutely clear, unless I wasn't already. If you voted for Trump, you are not allowed to.
A pursuit with a homicide suspect at
Like empires, prices rise and fall.
Find the lowest priced health plans at healthforcalifornia.com. Get a quote in 30 seconds. Find top carriers like Anthem, Kaiser, Blue Shield, and more. Lowest prices, simple process, healthforcalifornia.com.
All right, guys, happy Thursday. And I am sorry that I'm running 15 minutes late. I had to set the stream a little later because we're pulling in so many elements. I wasn't supposed to be investigating this. I don't even know how I got here. I see so many husbands in the chat going, I don't know how I got here. My wife has pulled me into this. Okay, we were not supposed to do an episode today, but this was just too explosive for us not to. Truly, what I can say is this would be a perfect ending to our Justin Baldoni investigation, because tomorrow we're beginning our Brigitte Macron series, and that investigation, there's so much that I have to bring forth to the public. But regarding this, I think we may have cracked the mystery, or at least we established a very crucial part of the puzzle, which I am told by Taylor Swift's team, or I guess not by her team, but like Taylor Swift's team tried to bury what I'm about to show you on the internet. We'll see if that's true. So I don't know what to say here other than grab your girlfriends, wear your florals, like Blake Lively said, and let's get started.
Candace Owens is about to take down Taylor Swift by her goddamn self. Taylor Swift is in Candace Owens' periphery.
All right, so here is what I think. I think that in the future, when we reflect on what happened, it is going to come to be known as the girl bosses who flew too close to the sun, okay? People say that. This is an example of that. Girl boss, I'm a girl boss. I can do whatever I want. Men ain't bleep. Men are terrible, whatever. We can do whatever we want in this era. This is the story of the mad Queen Khaleesi, her dragons. And then I think that would mean that Justin Baldoni would be Jon Snow, right? I never wanted it. That really suits him. I'm sorry, Justin. He's like my cousin now. That's what I'm telling people. I've never met this guy or spoken to him, but he's like my cousin. I'm not going to let anybody punk him around. He's a kombucha sipping, kind, yoga, peace person. And I just don't like to see people like that be pushed around for no reason by narcissists like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and their cast of friends, okay? So what we have discovered here already is absolutely crazy. What we discovered over the last 24 hours is even crazier because it even involves Joe Alwyn in a weird way, which I love, okay? I love the fact that it involves Joe Alwyn, and I'm going to share with you why that is in a little bit. But first and foremost, I didn't get to it yesterday. There is so much. There are so many twists. I could go on for 3 hours. But we got to go back to the metadata first. Let's build up here, okay? Because it seems that there is proof that the New York Times began working on the article even earlier, potentially back in October of 2024. So we had broken the story and maybe at the end of last week or on Monday that the techies that are emailing me, all guys, by the way, I love that. They're pulling up the metadata from the artwork picture of Justin Baldoni, which revealed that they at least began working on the article as early as December 18th, right? So we saw this They're on the top 12, 18. You can see it. And we then received an email from someone who said to me, actually, Candace, I can show you via the metadata that they titled the article as early as December 10th. Now, again, I will show you our timeline in a bit, but she dropped that civil rights complaint with California days later, 10 days beyond that, on December 20th. So that's a problem. And now we have learned that the messages between the PR agents were potentially embedded, and the text messages that were also embedded in that article were potentially embedded as early as October 31st, okay? So a woman on Twitter tagged me in this. She was like, I'm watching your stuff about looking at metadata. Then she did this whole video and she showed that nobody actually looked at the messages that were embedded into the article. If you right click those photos, even though they are embedded, you can then hit inspect elements. You can do this yourself. Go click on the messages that are in the article, right click it, and then hit inspect element. And on the right, you will see this date pop up, right? So that says October 31st, 2024. Now, she said she's already sent this to Brian Friedman. It is obviously of tremendous interest. Now, there's a small chance, I would say, that the New York Times uses some weird generator and they decided to update it on that date, and that's what that code is showing. We've showed this to several people who would know, and they said, yeah, there's a small chance, but like this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good that they wrote these messages and created these files and we're seeing that date. So I wanted to show you guys that right at the top. Okay, now about Taylor Swift. Let's walk back first and foremost. Why are we even speaking about her? Why did Taylor Swift even hit my radar? Well, like I told you yesterday and the day before, it was because just this entire story to me had her DNA and her fingerprints all over it. I just felt like they were all over the crime scene. It's Taylor Swift's style. It's the victim style. It's the, for those of you who don't know yet, when I release my book later this year on feminism, how she honestly is as wealthy as she is, because people who maybe don't understand business, she's incredibly media savvy. And I do not mean to insult you for a Taylor Swift fan. Genuinely, I loved her music, I would say, up until, what's that Pink album called? Lover. I loved Lover. London Boy's on that. I don't have an issue with her music, and I think that her brand is clean and it's good that girls follow that brand. But in terms of how she is able to dominate the storylines over men and instantly been believed, I find that to be extremely problematic for a 35-year-old woman. And so I saw a pattern here emerging. And I would also like to mention here, because left and right, we're like, and we're going to be even more united after this episode, the Swifties have not attacked me for this series. To the contrary, they have been emailing me, which is stunning. And I'll tell you why it's stunning, because I think in the past, anytime there's a person in one of these storylines, you've got like a Kanye West or Scooter Braun, and people are inclined to believe that these are bad men, and so forget the facts, I want to hear the emotion. But Justin Baldoni is indeed so much of a puppy. Like I said, you go through his Instagram, and I'm like, you listen to the voicemail, you're like, Justin, just stand up for yourself. Just call her one mean name. That even the Swifties they're soft on Justin Baldoni. They're like, I can't kick this puppy. I'm sorry. Like, I'm with you, but like, we can't just go around kicking kittens, right? And so I found that to be really interesting. And by the way, I will say this also, that so many of you have emailed me over the last 24 hours, telling me that I had missed a major clue in the Taylor Swift saga, and I can't believe that I had missed this. Talk about her being involved. She cast someone in It Ends With Us. She cast, according to the actress herself, which is crazy, the young Lily Bloom character. So essentially the young Blake Lively in the film. The young Lily Bloom was played by an actress named Isabella Ferrer, who was one of the ones who, as soon as she dropped the complaint, was gang Blake Lively, F you Justin Baldoni, even though there was evidence she told Justin Baldoni how great he was and he was amazing, turned on him at the drop of a hat. Now, how do we know that Taylor Swift was behind her casting? Like I said, because Isabella said so on the red carpet at the premiere. So let's take a listen to Isabella Ferrer in her own words.
I hear that Taylor may have had some influence in getting. Yes, she did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm going to be saying it, but I'm saying it. Yeah, she was a helpful part of the process of the audition. which I found out later after I got it, and that rocked my world. Yeah, I have no words.
Very sweet, you know, and I think, by the way, that is what star power does, is that people, this is what I put Brandon Sklenar in the same category, they're so starstruck and amazed by Taylor Swift that they want to pursue that relationship no matter what. And so for them, they're looking at Blake Lively and her proximity to power, right? Proximity to power does sometimes delude, and I think in this case it has. And they're going, okay, if I got to pick between Justin Baldoni and picking Blake Lively, who's friends with Taylor Swift, oh my gosh. And like Taylor Swift got me, if you're Isabella Ferrer, you're like, she got me this part. But I will say that that provides new context, right? New context to Taylor's team claiming in that Daily Mail article that she feels used because she was surprised to see that the meeting with Justin wasn't over when she got to Blake's house. And I called BS on that right away. BS on that narrative right away. Because what do you mean you were surprised? You involved yourself and you said stuff, and it implies that you read the script. You couldn't have said that stuff unless you didn't read the script. So now we're learning that you allegedly read the script according to what you said to Justin Baldoni and what was confirmed to Blake via text message. And we're also learning that you had a hand in the casting of this movie. And we also covered yesterday, via that Reddit post, which seems to be fact-checking true, that you potentially had a hand in firing composers from this movie. So you don't get to now back out and say, oh, well, you know, I just feel used. Yeah, you obviously wanted to be used as a part of this process. And what's funny here is that we can now add this into our Taylor Swift timeline because, like, what was Taylor Swift doing? We put her around in April. She was in New York City, fresh off of the Era Tour. She had done the first Era Tour, which was in Arizona, and then she spent a lot of time in New York City getting photographed. She announced that her and Joe Alwyn had split, right? And now we can say when exactly she was in New York City, potentially reviewing the people that were trying out, which happened to be in April for this role, because Justin Baldoni posted the specific date that they were beginning the casting call for young Lily Bloom. He posted that onto his Instagram on March 21st, 2023. Here's what he said.
Hello, internet friends. I have some exciting news for you. We are launching a national open-wide casting search for the role of young Lily. Now, in our film, we follow two storylines. One is Lily as an adult, played by the amazing Blake Lively, and the other is young Lily in high school. If it weren't for all of you on social media, we would not be making It Ends With Us into a movie.
Attention supermarket shoppers, it's about time we paid everyday low prices, like at Aldi, not increasingly high prices for potatoes. Aldi doesn't play pricing games. That's why they're number one in everyday low prices. It's an Aldi thing.
At Jiffy Lube, we car about cars. In fact, we're kind of obsessed. It's why we've been taking car business with quick quality service for over 40 years.
Are you saying car?
That's right, Claire. And with things like our Carful Vehicle Review, where our experts check, fill, inspect, and clean your vehicle, you'll know we'll car for your car like we car for our own. Some people think it's just an oil change. Who cars? We do. We car.
You mean care.
Exactly. Jiffy Lube. Car more.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't use us last year. Just file with TurboTax Do-It-Yourself by February 18th. All tax forms and tax situations. Make the switch to TurboTax Do-It-Yourself and file free by February 18th. Download now.
Gosh, I feel so bad for him. The amazing Blake Lively, who's just like plotting to ruin your entire existence. Like I said, way too nice, but point being, that's March 21st. And then on April 19th, he posted another video just essentially saying that the search for young Lily was over. So we know that between those times, Blake Lively was reviewing footage, attending the meetings, attending the castings, whatever it was, and she pushed to have Isabella Ferrer casted, okay? Now here's what's really funny, because Taylor Swift, like I said, at this time had just broken up with Joe Alwyn. That was announced on April 8th. So during the time of the casting, it was announced that she broke up with Joe Alwyn. And that usually for a woman signals that she is going to go through a sea change. So for Taylor Swift, this meant that she went from being totally private, totally not wanting to be photographed anywhere, because that's how Englishmen are. That's how my husband is. That's how Joe Alwyn was. They're not like Americans, okay? They don't love the publicity. They're quite private. But then suddenly she wanted to do like the hot girl's revenge. It happens, people do this, they get divorced, they break up, and it's like, now I'm hot, getting my body back in order. And she really wanted to be seen. She wanted to be caught by the paparazzi all over New York City, out with famous people. And because of that, because of her wanting to have this, if you want to call it revenge on Joe Alwyn, which is what I would call it. I remember reading the headlines and being like, okay, we get it. Like, you really want Joe Alwyn to know that you're good and you're hot and you're back with your hot friends. It allows us to now create a very solid timeline of her whereabouts. And her whereabouts do matter. And I'm going to show you why in a little bit, okay? So Taylor Swift wanted to be seen everywhere. Don't forget that the pinnacle of this was the staged mass unfollowing of Joe Alwyn that took place around this time, okay? So we're going to bring up this timeline to show you this. On April 19th, she goes to dinner with Blake and Orion. The next day, on April 20th, she does a girls' march, and she's with Blake, and she's with the three Hames sisters, and she's with Gigi Hadid. So we can show you that photo of all of them together. Oh yeah, look, like we're back, we're hot. Like she wants Joe Alwyn to see this. And then, of course, all of them mass unfollowed Joe Alwyn. I mean, all of them within 24 hours, including her brother and Ryan Reynolds, all mass unfollowed, which grabbed them even more headlines. Oh my gosh, look, the sisters' night out, and they're all unfollowing Joe Alwyn. What does this all mean? Okay, tons of headlines, tons of photos, just like Taylor Swift wanted. But here's the problem. You can't put the genie back into the lamp, okay? You can't do it. You can't say, want publicity then, but now I want privacy now. I want privacy now because people are starting to look on the internet, and Candace the Psycho is building timelines. You don't get to do that. Which is why an email that I received last night caught my attention, okay? A woman emailed me and she said, Candace, I know this is really weird, but I so vividly remember all of these articles and images and videos of Taylor Swift hanging out with this New York Times reporter around this time. And she's like, and I can't find it anywhere. It's so weird. It's like her team has purged it from the internet. Like, are people powerful enough to get videos and photos removed on the internet? She's like, I'm a huge Swiftie. You know, I was in these forums. I remember seeing this, and I just can't remember who that reporter was. So I'm sitting up. I'm like, okay, very interesting. I will find this. I will find whoever it was, what New York Times reporter was Taylor Swift hanging out with, okay? And we were able to find it, which is very interesting, because I'm going to show you, you're going to see how many paparazzi are around, how many photographers are around taking pictures, videographers taking pictures of her with this particular journalist, okay? But it was indeed difficult to find this. We ended up finding it on a Russian search engine. This is completely crazy. Like, what do you mean? Where are these photos? Anyways, I am going to show you that footage. And I'm going to see whether or not you recognize the young man that is saying goodnight to Taylor Swift on November 8th, 2024. Now we're fast forwarding into the timeline. He's saying a sweet goodnight to Taylor Swift just a month before the now infamous Blake Lively filing. Take a look and a listen.
Excuse us. Taylor, sleep tight.
Taylor, sleep tight. I'm going to actually check the live chat and see if anybody recognizes that journalist. Let's see. Anybody recognize that journalist? Taylor, sleep tight. No, we do not have anybody who recognizes that journalist. So let me help you guys out. Ready? You will recall that I kept saying that someone like Blake Lively, this was my gut instinct, she could not have had the star power to get the New York Times to put their entire professional reputation on the line to smear someone like Justin Baldoni. They are just not in that camp of celebrities. They are not that high up of the celebrity food chain, okay? Blake Lively can get an article dropped in TMZ. Blake Lively can get an article dropped in The Guardian. Blake Lively cannot get Pulitzer Prize winning New York Times journalists to smear someone like Justin Baldoni. That was why I was drawn to Taylor Swift as a character. The person that you just saw saying good night to, or sleep tight to Taylor Swift is none other than Ronan Farrow. And yes, someone just dropped it in the chat. People are recognizing that it's Ronan Farrow. Now, why is that extremely significant, okay? because he's the Pulitzer Prize winning Me Too journalist who is credited with having taken down Harvey Weinstein. He is, Ronan Farrow, without question, the father of the Me Too movement, the father of false allegations against men, also credited with taking down Matt Lauer. Matt Lauer, by the way, was innocent. I know that sounds crazy to you guys. I'm not even on the left. I'm telling you, it was insane. Men were losing everything overnight, and it was all because the New York Times wrote these explosive pieces, okay? The sighting of her with Ronan Farrow came as a surprise to her fans. That's why it generated so many headlines and people in fan forums discussing, when did the two of these people become friends? Okay, here's an example, the Daily Mail. Taylor Swift's surprising new friendship with liberal journalist Ronan Farrow revealed. And I'll read you some from that article. It says, Taylor Swift's unlikely friendship with Ronan Farrow is getting the spotlight after they were seen partying it up with famous pals in New York City this weekend. Taylor and Ronan, the son of Rosemary Baby star Mia Farrow and disgraced filmmaker Woody Allen, joined the likes of Faith Hill in a members-only Chez Margot club on Tuesday night. An eyewitness told Page Six that the billionaire singer, 34, is very close with the Nepo baby, 36, and that she greeted him warmly when he arrived at the club. Taylor and Ronan seemed to be very close friends. They got excited, they hugged, they kissed, and she grabbed his hand and went to the private room with others. Okay, so you're getting it. So the fans going, I didn't know they were friends. Okay, they're very close. Whatever. Okay, he's also publicly tweeted, I should say, regarding his friendship with her, and at the root of their friendship seems to be the Me Too movement, as evidenced by his tweet. Here it is. Somebody asked him, are you a Swiftie? Please, it's for research purposes. And he wrote back, and this is in 2020, big time. I am framing the letter that she wrote me about Catch and Kill. So she wrote him a letter about his book, about the Me Too movement. And it looks like this friendship was probably spawned since then in 2020, okay? But again, Ronan Farrow, what does he have to do with Blake Lively? What does he have to do with Justin Baldoni? Okay, well, he is arguably the most powerful journalist at the New York Times. You could say this, he's a Nepo baby, he's got deep connections to Hollywood. But the question here that you should be asking yourselves is, if Ronan Farrow was the father of the Me Too movement, who was the mother? Because he wasn't the only one credited with the launch of the movement. He wasn't the only journalist, Nepo baby, who won a Pulitzer Prize for launching it. Take a look at who did.
If you've been injured, call us now, day or night. Our team is available 24/7. Don't wait until Monday to get the help you need. You're ready to take action, and so are we. We're the Law Brothers.
Call 1-800-222-2222.
With other finance software, you tend to get stuck in the weeds. You miss the bigger picture. So one of the great things about Sage is it really allows you to see everything, capture everything, track everything, forecast everything. So if I do find myself being stuck down in the weeds on something, it just speeds up the entire process. So now the business is going up and up and up and up. They think I'm a wizard.
Sage AI-powered finance software gives finance professionals like Michael a full picture of their business.
Here they are, the reporters who exposed Harvey Weinstein. In their new book, She Said, the Pulitzer Prize-winning reporters Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey take readers inside the investigation that launched a movement. Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey were the mothers of the Me Too movement, okay? And that woman on the right, Megan Twohey, is indeed the woman who wrote the takedown piece regarding Justin Baldoni, okay? These three people, Ronan Farrow, Jodi Kantor, and Megan Twohey, were the people behind the entire movement that I have been spending so much of my time fighting for the last 5 years, because I am a mother of 3 sons and I believe in due process, and it terrifies me that people can make allegations. And what you should know about these individuals is what you're looking at is a hit squad, okay? It's a hit squad. They take people down by telling partial truths. Now, I can't get into this with you guys today, okay? Because you're gonna be like, Candace, what on earth are you talking about? Because you have not read all the documents I have read. I have actually spent years looking into this case because I have been shocked by what I have discovered. But Harvey Weinstein was indeed intentionally taken down, and there were a lot of lies that were told about Harvey Weinstein. He's not an innocent man, okay? He slept with a ton of people, he abused his power. But there's a reason why they just reversed decision in his case in New York, okay? Because by every metric that I can see, Harvey Weinstein had a trial by the media and not a trial in the courtroom. And the evidence that came through that courtroom that never made it to the mainstream media astounds me. We will save that for a different day. Let's bump that to March, looking into the Harvey Weinstein case and the source of the Me Too movement. Like I said, Matt Lauer, he was having an affair. He was taken down by these people, and they're winning Pulitzer Prizes. When you peel and you look beneath the layers of this onion, you will recognize that those three people, like I said, are like a hit squad. They're Nepo babies. These people did not deserve Pulitzers. None of them deserve Pulitzers for what they did, okay? They came from old money, and they were given those positions, in my view, with instructions to go after certain people and to sink them. And it is telling that Megan Twohey, if you want to talk about bringing the left and the right together, was one of the people that pushed the Russian collusion hoax. It was a hoax at the end of the day. They had to own that it was absolutely a hoax. Now, if you're not a Trump supporter going, what are you talking about? Weren't we colluding with Russia? We weren't. You were colluding with Russia no more than Justin Baldoni was colluding with his PR team to take down Blake Baldoni's hair products. There was no collusion. Like I said, these people are a hit squad, and I can name person after person after person who has lost their reputation, who has lost their company, who has lost their money because of this Nepo baby hit squad, okay? Look into their families. Okay, they were handed Pulitzer Prizes not because of what they did, but because they wanted to give these individuals the status so that when they wrote these articles, they would be believed. I am telling you that those three individuals need to be extensively researched, and I am also telling you that I did not have the time to do it immediately, but there is something here. There is something here that Blake Lively and Taylor Swift and these people are hanging up, leading up to this moment with Justin Baldoni, and then Megan Twohey goes all out, potentially having begun to write this article to figure out how to doctor things to make it look like Justin Baldoni is the slimiest, most awful individual. I mean, truly, they gave him that same yuck. You know, they gave him when you first read that piece, people were tweeting as if he was a rapist. What do you think about that? I want you to think about, you're a man and you've done nothing like that. As a woman, I know kick your tails, whatever it is, and you've done nothing other than purchase the rights to a book that you are passionate about because you spend your whole life groveling over women and truly believing that every woman is a victim and that every woman's story should be heard, only to find yourself fighting for your life and your reputation because someone's just trying to give you the rapist yuck. I never said the word rapist. This is sexual harassment. But when they wrote things in that lawsuit, like, remember Blake Lively's wording, even an underage character, she said, about Isabella Ferrer, the young Lily Bloom, because calling her an underage character would make people think that she was a 16-year-old girl, when in fact Isabella Ferrer is 24. She was playing an underage character. They went through so much effort to make people in their minds feel that Justin Baldoni was a rapist. And why did they do that? My suspicion is because they wanted to take over the movie and they wanted to take over the sequel, and they had the power to do it. And I think Taylor Swift, and again, we're speculating here, but she came out of a long relationship in which she wasn't hanging out with her friends every single day, and she needed something to do. And I think she wanted to feel powerful, potentially. I'll help you out. I'll do whatever. There is no reason. There's no way, by the way, you're going to tell me that this girl was potentially hiring people, firing people, reviewing the script, getting composers kicked out, showing up and looking with Bradley Cooper at cuts of the film. And you're going to tell me that she had nothing to do with this situation. I call BS. I call time's up, to use one of their expressions, on this repeat, I have nothing to do with it, I'm just a little flower narrative. I truly believe that what happened to Justin Baldoni was an unbelievable act of evil, like an unspeakable act of evil that I hope unites us left and right, because he couldn't be further left. Like me and Justin Baldoni are never voting for the same president ever. Like we're never voting for the same congressman ever. But I hope we're on the same side of humanity in terms of understanding that this kind of stuff can't happen, no matter how much you love Blake Lively, no matter how much you love Hollywood, no matter how many times you've gone to a Taylor Swift concert or you bopped your head to her music, you should want to see true justice, okay? Now, there's a couple of other things I want to mention here, and I haven't had time to get to it, and I really have to get to working on some other stuff today. But I wanted to mention also Liz Plank. Okay, Liz Plank was the podcaster that worked with Justin Baldoni on the podcast. I don't even know for how long. I think it was for years. They had a podcast together. And then as soon as Blake Lively filed, she ended the podcast with him and just picked a side. That's very strange. That is very strange behavior coming from a woman, because you would think she would hear his side. Okay. Her friendship has been established, not with Blake Lively, okay, but with Justin Baldoni. There's no way that some woman is going to file something against some of the guys in my control room, and without me even hearing his side, I'm going to be like, oh, I don't want to listen to anything. I'm with her. That's nuts. Okay. Something else had to have motivated that. I think there's a little investigating into that as well, because ironically, despite the very few people that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively follow on Instagram, they follow Liz Plank. I mean, they were trying, in my view, to destroy every single piece of his life, every relationship that he had. They wanted him to suffer. It was cruel. I don't even understand it. It was cruel. It wasn't like, we just want your movie. We want your whole life. We want to put you in the hospital having panic attacks because we can. We got Taylor Swift on our side. That's why, because we can. And we got influence and we've got power, and we're threatening, as that Reddit post exposed yesterday, we're threatening with sexual assault, allegedly. And if you don't give us everything we want, and then we go back into our timeline and we realize that, right? Can you pull up the timeline, Skylar, showing September-ish time all the way up to the filing? In August. So you realize August 12th is when we had that anonymous Reddit post that lays out all the drama behind the scenes. We've just had the premiere. Suddenly we're seeing Blake Lively get all of this backlash, and we are hearing from that Reddit poster on August 12th that Blake Lively is making threats behind the scenes saying, if you don't do this, then I will file for sexual harassment. And Sony is giving her everything she wants. But I think that date in September is relevant, that in September thereafter, Ryan attempted to buy It Ends With Us. Ryan Reynolds said, okay, you're appeasing her, you're doing everything she wants, but guess what? We want the whole franchise. And it made a headline. He says, there's no price. I want the entire franchise. And guess what Justin Baldoni did? He said no. And I think that was when they hatched that plan, and they said, well, now we're doing the sexual harassment. Now, again, I'm speculating, but I've examined this timeline many times. Okay, I know their entire lives. I even know Era Tour dates. I know when Taylor Swift took 2 weeks for Era Tour's break was in New York City. I'm that into the timeline. And I am telling you that it seems that if he had just sold them those rights, we would not be here today. She wouldn't have filed that sexual harassment suit. That is my belief. She would not have filed it. But instead he said no. And so the last thing for them to do was to say we're not playing around, and they executed on the sexual harassment that they had been threatening in the background per the Reddit post. Another person, by the way, we were trying to locate who that composer could have been, that Taylor Swift allegedly got fired. And tons of you wrote us and said that it looks like it was Brian Tyler. It is indeed true that he had written music for It Ends With Us, and for whatever reason, that music never saw the light of day. And so he was fired alongside one other individual, and Nathan, I think his name is Nathan, it is Nathan. And apparently the reason was because Taylor Swift had a problem with him. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's just another dragon scenario in which she pretended Taylor Swift had a problem with him because she wanted, this is going back to Blake, the composer said Blake personally called him because she wanted to use Ryan's composer. Maybe they were getting a piece of the money that way. Maybe this was all being motivated by money. But I would like to look further into what Taylor Swift's issue was with that composer, if that is indeed the right composer who...
Attention shoppers, want to spend less? Go to Aldi. They're number one in everyday low prices.
It is very clear he follows Justin Baldoni. Baldoni follows him. Baldoni absolutely adores him. He has worked with him on past projects. If this was just another torture point of like the movie's ours, and so we're also going to take away your composure. Anyways, you guys, I want to definitely get into your comments. I also want to remind you guys that we launched our website yesterday. So if you are a mom watching this, a dad watching this, and you have been waiting for us to bring A Shot in the Dark back, it is there. If you're one of the people that has routinely watched my podcast outside of the coverage of this, then you know that we are always speaking about how we need to get together a book club. Go to CandaceOwens.com. The book club is beginning. The first book, obviously, is Chaos, regarding the Charles Manson murders, because it is not a fictional book. It is a real book about our government, the CIA, and how Hollywood, if you guys are into Hollywood true crime stories like this, you need to read Chaos and join our book club, because it's nuts. It's the scariest book I've ever read, because it's true life and it's our government and it's Hollywood, and we are really understanding how deep and how dark it all has been from the very beginning. By the way, that's another reason why I am really suspicious of these three journalists, because I read, which is another book that we're going to read this year, Hollywood Babylon. And when you learn about the founding of Hollywood and how it's always been interconnected, like the Hollywood lawyers and the actresses and the publications and the, murdering people literally a lot since it got started. And sometimes I think now in terms of journalism, you murder people figuratively. That's what I'm accusing these people of. These are hit pieces. These are not good people. They come from extraordinarily wealthy families, and they are not talented, they are connected. And so I find their relationships to be extremely suspect. Anyways, CandaceOwens.com to sign up for those things. And we will, we're just gonna have a blast with the book club without question. All right, I wanna see if you guys wanna send me any more tips or what else you guys want me to look into in the story. I'm going to jump into your comments, but first I want to remind you about preborn, because there is great news. We have the abortion pill reversal treatment, which promotes women with a second opportunity to choose. It's bringing babies back to life, literally. So when you join forces with Preborn Ministries, you empower women to reverse the curse. What you might not be aware of is that even though Roe was overturned and abortion has been greatly restricted in many states, the abortion pill has superseded surgical abortions, accounting now for over 60% of all abortions. Preborn's network of clinics are on standby for women in their darkest hour. They meet them with God's love and free services to help them choose life through ultrasounds and the abortion pill reversal protocol. Preborn has rescued over 300,000 lives. So if you start this year and you want to start this year right, you could support life by donating to Preborn today. One ultrasound costs just $28, and $140 will help rescue 5 babies. Donate securely. You just dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250 baby. Or you can donate securely at preborn.com/Candace. That's preborn.com/Candace. Also, before we get into tax season, I know there's tons of people that are overwhelmed with back taxes or unfiled returns. Well, you can get ready, because since COVID relief ended, the IRS hired 20,000 new enforcement agents, proposing millions of pay-up notices for 2025. So if you're worried about the IRS's collection tactics, Tax Network USA is there, so you do not have to face those guys alone. Tax Network USA is the nation's premier tax relief firm and has negotiated over $1 billion in tax relief for clients. Their services include penalty forgiveness, hardship programs where you might not even have to repay anything until your tax debt expires. And they also offer in-compromise solutions for lump sum settlements. So whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, their experts are ready to assist you. Even if you're behind on taxes due to missing personal or business records, Tax Network USA can help you, and they can guide you through the process. If you're dealing with the IRS without a professional, you shouldn't be doing that. It is extremely risky. So protect your financial security with guidance from Tax Network USA. You can schedule a complimentary consultation by calling 1-800-958-1000 or visiting tnusa.com/Candace. So do not let the IRS win. Don't let their IRS's aggressive tactics control your life. Visit tnusa.com/Candace today. All right, guys, let me see if you have any more tidbits for me regarding this story in the comment section. You guys are saying, let's go. Muhammad says, call me a Brit because I am sipping this tea. Yes, and I'm telling you guys, look into those 3 journalists. Look into their families. This is not a coincidence. There is something very dark going on here. AJ Lind wrote, absolutely love you, Candace, the queen of sleuthing and investigation. Yeah, I do love a good investigation. I'm just, and I want to say this, by the way, this is not just me. I feel like we're like the investigation army. You know what I mean? It's like an army of women, and we just, I don't know, and men. believed because we actually care about these things principally, and it's not because we have A-list friends that are trying to take people down. It's because we both we're being guided by basic morality. So that's been amazing. Angie writes, thank you, Candace, for your amazing insights. I am addicted to your Blake Lively and Brigitte Macron investigations. No one does it like you, and looking gorgeous and classy. Love from Spain. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. And you guys, if you are enjoying this, wait until you see the Brigitte Macron thing. I mean, you must know something's crazy, right? Like, it's not every day that a president of France sends a threatening letter and tells you don't tell anybody. And he did this. A sitting president of a G7 country sends me a legal letter and says, shh, don't tell anybody. Like, okay, clearly, I don't know if he doesn't speak any English, if he doesn't know who Candace Owens is, or if he's never been to America. Americans, we don't really shut up in general. That's not our thing, okay? We're a totally different culture compared to the Europeans. And me, I will be completely damned if like some French perv is going to tell me to be quiet about the relationship between him and his wife husband, you know? And so I am very excited to premiere that, and it's going to bring in so many other pieces. But again, guys, it's tale as old as time. It is tale as old as time. The media is a lying, corrupt entity that has truly been controlled by a very small group of people who just take people down when they try to tell the truth. That's the reality of it. And so I'm just so happy that we've gotten over that hump and that none of us believe them anymore. And I do think that this is kind of part of the reason why the left and the right are teaming up. Like, we're just randomly teaming up on stuff because we're both realizing that on both sides of the coin, our people are being taken down with lies, and we have to then invest ourselves in not believing those lies and recognizing that the evil is in fact the media entity. Okay, Peggy says, Blake Lively supported Woody Allen. I did know that. In an interview for Cafe Society, Lively commented on the amazing experience that she had on set with Allen and how he is empowering two women, and Ronan Farrow is his son. Yep, I am aware. We covered that actually, I think on the first episode that we did regarding Blake Lively, like her even saying #BelieveWomen, her lawyer's trying to use that. I would shred her in court. I would literally shred her in court. I would have Ronan Farrow's sister sitting there. I would have Dylan Farrow in there being like, how did you feel when Blake Lively worked with Woody Allen after your allegations against him? I mean, this trial has to happen. I have to be there. I need to be there. Justin Baldoni, if you're ever watching this, you are my cousin. I'm coming, okay? Save me a seat in the front row. Crippy Sue Creates writes, loving our comeback queens, Candace and Brett. Yes, Brett Cooper. I was in the chat. She's back on YouTube. It was amazing to watch her first show. It was amazing. She's just doing amazingly. She's doing Fox News. I love her. She recently found out that she's going to have to rebuild her Facebook and TikTok. So if you guys are Brett Cooper stands like I am, just go show her love. The future is independent, and she is just a bright star in the Gen Z movement who's classy and positive and great. Emilio Andres writes, as a flight attendant for AA, please keep your thoughts and prayers for the crew and victims' families. Yes, you guys saw yesterday, terrible collision. I can't even imagine how this happened. It's ridiculous. A Black Hawk helicopter hitting an American Airlines flight over the Potomac River, and it is absolutely terrible, appalling. I had heard last that there were potentially 4 survivors. I don't know if that's true, but everyone should be praying for the victims and their families. Alaska Dog Lady writes, newsflash, pregnant Tennessee mom takes down world leader and pop superstar in 1 week. That is my show. I think that is my show. It doesn't matter who it is. I just don't like people that lie. We just all play fair, okay? You don't have to like me. You don't have to like this person. Just stop lying on people, okay? Don't lie on Justin Baldoni because you want his company. I don't like that. That's what it's looking like. And yeah, I think now we have enough internet sleuths that we are definitively going to get to the bottom of what you did there. Okay, that's just how I feel. All right, guys, those are more angles for you to pursue. I'm trying to think if there's any more information. If someone could get me in touch with that composer, that would be great. Maybe send this to Brian Tyler. I'd love to know what the reason is that Taylor Swift allegedly hates him. If there's any truth or veracity to that, or if we're looking at the wrong composer, that would be great. Email me. Tomorrow, we're dedicated to the introduction of the Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte series. Do not miss it. I'm telling you, it is 20 times better than what we are even speaking about right now with Blake Lively. It's nuts, okay? It's like all of France knows that that's a man in a wig, and they're just gonna gaslight the public with the media, which is, this isn't even about like what your stance is on transgenderism. It's just what your stance is on whether or not you should be able to lie about who you are and run a country. I guess that's kind of what this is about. And also about whether or not you think it's appropriate for a 40-year-old alleged woman to have the hots for a 14-year-old boy. You know, like it's so much bigger than that. It's stuff that we can agree on in the middle. And I'm telling you, there's plenty there. And what France has been going through is nuts. So, guys, please, if you're watching this, go to CandaceOwens.com. We worked so hard on this. Thank you to my husband. I love you so much for all the work that you put into this. To my team, I don't like you guys that much, but you worked really hard on this. You guys are okay. Skylar, Mark, Chris. Savannah's great. We'll be at the courthouse. Me and Savannah, we're going to be there. Justin Baldoni, we love you. You're our family now. See you tomorrow.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you were in a traffic collision within the past 2 years? Yes, even if you weren't the driver. Just click on the link around this video to discover how much you're entitled to. Fill out a free 30-second quiz and you're done. Because if you've had to miss work or been hurt by a motorist in the past 2 years, you may be owed money and you don't even know it. It could be a 5, 6, or even 7-figure settlement. Simply click the link to find out. Over 25,000 accident victims have recovered $15 billion collectively with free case evals without stepping foot in a courtroom, paying excessive legal fees, or having to navigate the insurance gauntlet alone. Even pedestrians, rideshare users, cyclists, and motorcyclists got the justice they deserved. Like Stephen. When Stephen first came to us, he was facing a lot of uncertainties in his life, and he wasn't sure if his case was going to be worth anything. Turns out, if he hadn't filed a claim with us, he would have missed out on over $100,000 in settlement from an accident that was over a year ago. It's possible. No matter what you thought in the past, you can get money you're owed, and possibly a lot more than what you were expecting. While we can't turn back the clock and help you avoid the hardships you've experienced, we can help you secure your future by getting you a generous settlement for missed work, hospital bills, and property damage. So, what's going to happen after you fill out the 30-second quiz? Within 24 hours, an experienced local attorney from our network will contact you for an over-the-phone virtual consultation at no cost. After that, just tell them about your case. Sit back and wait for the check to clear in as little as 30 days. What's more, your new lawyer is incentivized to do everything in their power to help you, since they don't get paid until you win. To get started now, click on the link to fill out the free 30-second quiz. Believe it or not, some victims feel bad for holding someone accountable. They don't want to cause any trouble. They don't want others to think that they're scamming the system. Don't let this be you. It's not true. You're entitled to compensation. It's the law. Simply click the button below and answer the questions about your case. If you qualify, an attorney from our team will reach out with a game plan same day and for free. Wouldn't it be helpful to have an extra $10,000 or even $100,000 in your life right now? Don't you deserve to have some breathing room and security after all the hardships you've experienced? How would it feel to not worry about medical bills, rent, or living expenses for a few months? If you were not at fault, you don't deserve to be punished, even if you're not a driver in the accident. Are you still wondering if this applies to you? Well, if you haven't hired an attorney yet and haven't received a settlement, this means you. Please note that the accident can't be your fault, and it must have happened within the past 2 years. What do you have to lose? Click on the link to fill out the free 30-second quiz right now.
What? It's superhero day at school.
Lego with Lego.
No, wait.
down taxes? He's getting the TurboTax app. You're filing your taxes yourself, 100% free if you didn't file with us last year. Pay $0 when you file by 2/18. All tax forms, all 100% free. Now this is taxes. File free in the app by 2/18. When you switch to TurboTax, do it yourself.
Today's guest is, well, he's the GOAT. He is an iconic comedian. He has a new tour going on right now called the Heaven on Earth Tour. He is labeled by many as an oracle, as the Black Crystal Ball, I've heard him called. I'm thankful that he came down from the clouds today to spend time with us. Today's guest is Mr. Cat Williams. What's up, man?
What's up, man? It's time. It's good to see good old Theo Von.
It's an honor,
The
man.
world loves you, you know?
Well, that's nice of you to say. I feel like I can't believe I'm around you, I think. You know, I feel like you seem like a mythical figure.
Right. Well,
you know, like Sasquatch or like a unicorn or something like that.
yeah, you'll still feel that way by the end. Like, I won't ruin that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the good thing about people like you and I. Like, if somebody thinks that they like us and they think they've made a connection with this person on the screen, when they're around us, it's legitimate because it was legitimate. You know what I mean? If Theo
Have you ever
wasn't
questioned
successful,
why Cat Williams
he doesn't have a different story.
wears some of the shit he wears?
You know what I mean? It's the same story. He lived that story.
But he'll do a show with these white folks.
That's why people.
He got paid for Shannon
gravitate
Sharp.
to you because there's nobody like you.
Well, thanks, man. I
But he
feel
won't
the
come
same,
over here and do my show.
About you, I feel like everybody does.
Yeah. And you have a statue of me at your house. So, you know.
So yeah, thank you, man.
If you
Thank
notice,
for letting
you
me
hear
do
him
that.
pulling
What
on
was
it,
that whole deal
but
like
you don't
with
never
him
see him
with
hitting it.
Michaels? That's right.
Watch this, watch this. You gonna hear this, watch this.
Yeah.
Did you do a, was it a collab?
Watch this, watch this. It's gonna go.
No.
Watch it.
No, they just robbed my image and likeness because they could.
Messing up, man.
And because they were doing it for religious purposes.
Oh, yeah.
I allowed it to.
Well, thank
We
you.
wish you a Black Christmas.
Hey, man, look, I'd be honored to have one. I'd be honored to have one. Yeah, man, because when I met that guy there, he said we got 2 left, man, you know, and there was 200 and one of them was marked down because they had a chip in it. But it's still, man, it's an honor. I keep it up in my house year round. And people walk in and they're like, no way, that's Cat William right there.
It is.
And it's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. You have a new tour, man. I know people talk about touring and comedy a lot, and I want to know what kind of keeps you still doing comedy. Like, because I think when we start out, maybe it's to be funny, and then some people get to this place where they want to have a message. Do you notice that kind of tone shift in your desire to do it over time?
I don't think so. Like I always try to have a message just because I enjoy the fact that while laughing and joking, you might learn something you didn't know and have gotten it from a comedian. And I kind of dig that. But everything else is just continuing this conversation with my fan base. Like,
I just wonder why he wastes his money on all that bullshit jewelry.
Last time I was here. And here's our discussion furthering our relationship. So
But that's his money. You can't question a man what they do with their money, right?
it hasn't felt much like work.
And it's the Heaven on Earth tour. Do you believe in heaven?
Absolutely. And
this
Earth.
shit. I can't even watch fake motherfuckers. So every time I listen to Cat Williams talk for a little bit, I'll be like, I just can't listen to that shit. He's not he's not that smart like everybody say he is. I was like, bro, this dude, boy. Anyway, how you doing? Push that like button. No, because I was told that I was funnier than Cat Williams. I know where Cat Williams get all his material from. A lot of Cat Williams material was rewritten from past old school material. Richard Pryor. He stole a lot from some of the greatest. Well, they ain't stealing if they dead. That's what a black comedian told me. You can steal anything you want from a dead comedian. Michael Collier said that. Oh, my fault. Man, I done did some goofball shit. I invited this young man out to the club because they supposed to be having this famous rapper out, like Ray J or something like that, supposed to be at this club tonight. And I was just throwing it in the air. I was like, that man, you want to go? Gonna be popping tonight, man. Hey, man, you going? Yeah, I'll be there. And this little dude done called me, say, man, man, I'm at the club, man. I'm standing out in front, man. You here? I'm like, yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way. I think I'll make it. I don't know. How y'all doing? You say you want to buy some what? XM tokens. Oh my God. Why did I eat those tacos? Y'all want to go to the club? I think I want to go to the club. I want to see how many girls is going to be. Every time, it's going to be some girls there. It's going to be a famous rapper in there. And I can get in for free. I ain't even got to pay to get in. My boy, I cut his hair today. He's a security guard. He was like, man, you want to come, bro? Going to be a whole bunch of girls there. I ought to go. Y'all think I ought to go? It's a famous rapper. Ray J. I think he can sing, I wish, I wish, I wish. Something like that. I wish, I wish, I wish. I wish, I wish, I wish. Something like that. Ray J. Don't be phony, Snag. You need to be on your way to the club. Man, I ain't been to the club in 20 years, man. I ain't gonna say no 20 years. It's been about 10 years, 5, 6 years, 7 years. Something like it's been a long time since I went out. I take that back. I want to say about 5 years ago. And I went live when I went out. These California clubs be tripped out. Man, they had this old Asian dude running through the club, getting behind every woman, doing this shit, doing the Pee Wee Herman, trying to punch behind them and shit. I was like, what the hell? I was like, that was a good trick, though. I might try that shit. Man, I really ain't got no, well, I ain't saying I ain't got no clothes. All I got to do is take this apron off, and I'll be good. I can go just like this. I ain't gotta be standing there with all them damn, go throw my chain on right now and bust off in that motherfucker. Said go to the club, Tommy. Alright, man. I'm gonna throw my chain on, man. I'm gonna go to the club. Man, it's 12 o'clock. I don't feel like going no damn well. I gotta get up early in the morning and go to work. How y'all doing? Push that like button. Tacos got me feeling some type of way. Yeah, just another day. I don't know, what should I do next? Okay, what kind of information information she's spitting out. They're having a lot of misleading videos on YouTube.
Users trust us, and you can too. Coinbase will in this realm of government contracting is by taking a look at these type of opportunities that you have here, that we have in front of us. This is for portable latrines and hand washing stations is what we have here. And what's great about this opportunity is that you don't need to have a background in this whatsoever. You don't have to have a background in selling portables, anything around portables. You don't have to be. What's important is you must be able to provide what they are looking for, okay? So I want to clarify that. You just have to be able to provide what they are looking for. That's how this works. So this is a total small business set aside, and you can see that there's questions. That's quite bright. You find out there's 14 locations. What's the turnaround? 3 hours of an issue. Everything's going to be on gravel and paved roads. And you can see that there are maybe 32 questions. 32 really isn't that, it's not that high of a number, okay? And you can see that some of these questions are pretty detailed, right? Question 31. So for this opportunity, they only need them, it looks like the 1st through 13th in June is for the Oklahoma National Guard. And they're basing it on lowest price technically acceptable. So while you see a lot of documents here, I want you just to breathe and understand they've laid out in front of you everything that they're seeking. They're seeking somebody to come in, provide these latrines, right, to service them during those dates. What I suggest that you do when it comes to these documents, one that I like to look at, and I think I have to share my screen, I'm going to share the pricing that they have. The reason I do this is
thank you for joining us today. My name is Janie Sacco, and I am the Outreach and Marketing Specialist with the Small Business Administration Seattle District Office. We are going to go over a presentation today on getting your unique entity ID. This presentation was originally done with One East Side on August 4th and compiled by One East Side. We are going to walk you through
They got it popping over there at the Mexican restaurants. If you ask ChatGPT-4,
What you crying for, MAGA? What happened?
Made over 6 figures selling digital products, and I didn't have AI to help me, but now you guys basically have the cheat code to success in the palm of your hand. The only reason you're not making what you want to make is because nobody has ever taught you how to use ChatGPT to its fullest potential. But in this video, I'll teach you the questions you need to ask ChatGPT to finally start a successful digital product business. And once you know these, you can actually use it to start any business you want to. Now there's 5 categories you need to nail in order to be successful, and truthfully, if you don't get these right, you won't get anything right. The first category has to do with our topic or our niche. Now this is important because the better your niche is, the more chance of profitability that you have. A lot of you guys shoot yourself in the foot because you don't have a good enough niche. Either it's too broad or it's too specific and you won't make any money if you're making those mistakes. Now, these are the ChatGPT prompts that you need to know in order to get your perfect profitable niche and set yourself up for success from the start. To get the best niche that you can, I'll show you the list of ChatGPT prompts that you can use, and I'm also going to demonstrate how to use them. Now, you can have the free plan of ChatGPT, that is totally fine. So you can choose any of these that you would like to, and I'm going to choose this one. Based on my experiences and accomplishments, what unique strengths do I have that could differentiate a digital product in the market, and how can these strengths inform the type of digital products that I should consider creating? All of these are based on your own life experiences, your hobbies, your knowledge, your accomplishments, because that way you can create a digital product that you know the best and that you can actually create. So I created products about hair care, about travel, and about business, because those are the things that I excelled in. Those are the things that I could teach others, and those are the things that I know I can put enough value in for somebody to pay for. So I'm going to use this one to just show you guys how this works in ChatGPT. So you would write the...
Do you want to see how much money you're eligible for? If you were in a car crash within the last 2 years, that was not your fault, you could have money coming. The truth
is going to be based on my own history, but you guys might not have that. So I could say, like, I did this for a job. I could say, you know, I've accomplished X, Y, and Z. Just put a list of what you might want it to consider. So ChatGPT gave me some ideas based on, you know, the things that I like, and it identified the most common things. And the reason I like this is because you might not have been able to identify a connecting thread, but ChatGPT could do that for you. And then it gave me...
How do you... Oh, White House reveals...
After...
Oh.
Language in this room yesterday. Sure. And without seeking to cast myself as some kind of moral exemplar, because it's rather late in the day to try. Nonetheless, this was an event yesterday that began with a moment of silence for the victims of the air crash and the president's own invocation of, quote, a loving God. And then he uncorked that expletive to insult a former cabinet officer. It was the same expletive that I saw him use in East Room in 2020 when he famously held up the Trump acquitted headline. My question is, if you could shed any light for us on how the president perceives his use of public profanity, which is a practice that certainly sets him apart from all of his predecessors. Does he regard it as an effective communications device, part of his appeal, or is it something that he lapses into inadvertently, perhaps in times of frustration and later regrets?
I think one of the things that the American people love most about this president is that he often says what they are thinking, but sometimes lack the courage to say themselves. And I think yesterday at this podium, you heard President Trump express great frustration, perhaps even anger, with the previous administration's policies, many of which have led to the crises that our country is currently facing and that this president is focused on fixing. Thank you guys very much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Okay, thank you. How are you? Nice live shot. Good to see all of you. Happy Friday. It's great to be back with you. I want to provide an update on President Trump's actions in the wake of the catastrophic air collision that tragically claimed the lives of 67 people at Reagan National Airport on Wednesday night. Everyone in this White House continues to mourn the victims and keep their friends and families in our thoughts and prayers during this unimaginable time. First, within months.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't use us last year. Just file with TurboTax Do-It-Yourself by February 8th.
Evening following the crash, again on Thursday morning, and he has continued to receive updates as recovery efforts continue on the ground. The president, as you know, took time to address the nation yesterday afternoon. To deliver accountability, President Trump swiftly signed a memorandum directing an immediate assessment of the Federal Aviation Administration to ensure the federal government is maintaining the highest personnel and policy aviation safety standards. The memorandum directs the Secretary of Transportation and the FAA Administrator to immediately review all hiring decisions and changes to safety protocols made during the prior 4 years, and to take all necessary corrective actions to achieve uncompromised aviation safety. The review will include a comprehensive assessment and reversal of any deterioration in hiring standards and aviation safety standards and protocols during the previous administration. Aviation safety was addressed by President Trump before this tragic collision even took place. On his second day in office, the president signed a memorandum to immediately stop Biden DEI hiring programs and return to non-discriminatory, merit-based hiring. And in 2018, during President Trump's first term, the Department of Transportation announced it would put an end, at that time, to use the biological questionnaire that was introduced by the Obama administration, which punished skilled applicants. President Trump has long led on the issue of aviation safety, and he will continue to do so. He will continue to deliver on the promises he.
Within days of taking the Oval Office, United States President Donald Trump has taken bold actions against those posing threats to America in any manner. In yet another move, Donald Trump ordered military airstrikes on the senior Islamic State attack planner and other members of the militant group, killing many of them in Somalia, said POTUS on social media. Taking to social media, Donald Trump said, "These killers, who we found hiding in caves, threatened the United States and our allies. The strikes destroyed the caves they live in and killed many terrorists without, in any way, harming civilians." The information minister for Puntland State in northern Somalia said the United States attack struck in the Kalmiskard Mountains, part of the Golis Range, and targeted Islamic State bases. The number of casualties is still unknown as it was dark, but our forces on the front line could hear the sound of explosions, the minister, Mohammed Adidiria, told Reuters. The 47th United States President conveyed his a clear message to ISIS and all others who would attack Americans, saying, "We will find you, and we will kill you." Donald Trump also slammed the Biden administration over its laziness in acting to get the job done, which he did himself. The strikes came just days after Interpol announced the arrest of several suspected members of Islamic State in East Africa. The arrests occurred amid mounting concerns over a possible resurgence of the ISIS militant group after the ousting of Bashar al-Assad in Syria. The Somali president's office said President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed was informed of the airstrike, and he wrote on X that he extended his deepest gratitude for the unwavering support of the United States in its shared fight against terrorism. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth said that the strikes degraded Islamic State's ability to plot and carry out attacks that threaten the United States, its partners, and innocent civilians. It sends a clear signal that the United States always stands ready to find and eliminate terrorists who threaten the United States and our allies, even as we conduct robust border protection and many other operations under President Trump's leadership, he said in a statement. It is noteworthy that the United States has periodically carried out airstrikes in Somalia for years, under Republican and Democratic administrations.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.
Have you been suffering from the after?
I'm about to show you how to make some easy money on YouTube, and I'm about to show you step by step. As a regular person just like you, I'm about to show you how to get to this easy YouTube money that we've been making, right? And it's this simple. I'm about to show you the easy. Come on, because you about to be like, is it really that easy?
Exactly.
Like,
It is that easy.
so after this video, I want you to do these steps, right? And then you about to be making all this YouTube money because YouTube is pushing out new creators like you, small creators like you. You don't need no experience. You don't need nothing, right? Watch how simple this is. And I just want to show y'all, just so y'all can see how simple it is. Get on your phone, any phone. If you got a camera on your phone, it doesn't matter. You can have any phone. Go to your camera, right? Boom. Go to video. Put it on 4K, 4K 60. So you got that HD. And do this right after this video. You on your camera, press record and do this. Have your phone at this angle, right? This angle. And talk to yourself like this. And this is the exact videos that I want you to do so you can start making this money, because these are the videos YouTube are pushing out. I want you to get on camera and, for example, let's say you work at Amazon, right, in the warehouse. I want you to say this to your camera. What's up, y'all? It's another day in the life of working at Amazon in the warehouse. I'm about to talk to y'all about how much I make at Amazon. I'm gonna talk to y'all about how many days I work. I'm gonna talk to y'all about how much I get paid every week. I'm gonna talk to y'all about like how much I pay in rent and how I manage bills and things like that. And so I really want y'all to really tap into my life. You know, I'm out here just trying to survive. You know, I pay this much in rent. I pay, you know, I got kids to take care of, you know, just for example, giving y'all an example. And I'm about to just talk to y'all for 20 minutes about how I'm surviving in life. And, you know, yeah, I'm gonna start off by saying, well, my name is such and such, type, and you talk to the camera for 20 minutes, right? Just about what you do for work, how much you making, and how you are paying your bills, right? Is that simple? How you are budgeting your money, right? Is that simple? Make sure your camera is at this angle, right? Not like this, like this. You do that, boom, just like that, right? And soon as you're done, right? Soon as you're done talking about your life and what you do for work for 20 minutes straight, just stop the camera. You go straight to YouTube. Go straight to YouTube. Hold on. Straight to YouTube, just like this. Boom. You hit that plus button. You click on that video. And you upload it just like that. Don't do no editing, no nothing. This is the exact video. Right there, and then put working at Amazon, or whatever you do for work specifically. I'm just using Amazon as an example. Working at Amazon, how much I really make.
Or you could put even the time that you wake up, and then you put like waking up at 5 a.m. to work at Amazon.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Something of that nature, right? Waking up at 6 a.m. to work at Amazon, working at Amazon, how much I really make. I pay $1,900 in rent working for Amazon. A day working at Amazon or a day working as a nursing assistant, and you just talk about that and you just upload it. Make sure your video is 20 minutes though. Talk to the camera for 20 minutes and you upload it to YouTube just like that. You don't need no editing, no nothing. Let me tell you, because YouTube is pushing out regular videos like that. YouTube is no longer caring about these big fancy videos no more. It's that simple.
It's about the real, the raw, and the simple.
Right.
Literally.
And what people are gravitating towards.
So what they telling me
raw
is,
content, y'all. Like they just want to hear what people are really going through, right? They want to
Wow.
see like.
I just watched something on YouTube, and they showing me something that I ain't never done before, and they telling me I need to record this video, and I'm gonna try to follow this instructions. I'm gonna wake up with a fresh thought in the morning, and I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna do exactly how he said it.
Like how other people are navigating life, right? It's that simple. And so if y'all trying to make this easy YouTube money and get this money like us, we trying to help y'all going into 2025.
Literally.
Like real life, because YouTube is, I don't know, 2025 and to really get to pushing out small and new creators like us, and we about to blow
I
up.
mean, honestly, you really want
It don't get no simpler than
no
that.
simpler than that. I mean, he's literally giving you the points. You turn on your camera, you go to 4K 60 because you want it to be clear.
Yeah.
Make sure you ain't moving your camera all crazy because I know
Yeah.
sometimes you can do all that.
That's
But
right.
literally, Just pick up the phone, talk about what's going on in your life. Tell your life story, whatever it is, what job you work in, how the employees are, what the manager's like. Just talk about it. Just talk about it. It's that simple.
And you got to do that every single day. And it doesn't even matter. Like, you can use, like, the titles can be very similar. You know, you can do, like, say the first day you upload, you say, working at Amazon, how much I'm getting paid. Next video, you can say, working at Amazon,
Day 2 or something.
Yeah, day 2, or how much I get paid in a month. You know, next video, working at Amazon, what we really do for work or something like that. Like, just keep titles that simple, like something that regular people will really want to know, and you upload those videos to YouTube every single day, and I guarantee you, by the end of the month, you will have over 1,000 subscribers.
Over 1,000.
And you have 4,000 watch hours, which are the 2 requirements you need to get monetized on YouTube, right? And it's that simple, it's that easy, right? And let me tell you, you don't need subscribers to start. You need nothing, right? And your videos can get views without subscribers. And I'm gonna tell y'all the exact hashtags to use too, because we use these same hashtags in all of our videos. You use hashtag in the description, right? When you upload that video,
Y'all listening to this?
listen, in the description, you use hashtag life, hashtag respect, hashtag subscribe. For whatever reason, those hashtags work, right? And keep your title short and simple, right? And you do that every single day, and watch the views start to come in. Oh, I'm gonna give y'all some more titles too, because these work really well. I work 2 jobs and I loved it, or I work 2 jobs and I hate it, or how much I actually make doing such and such, right? Whatever you do for work. How much I make as a security guard. How I'm surviving working at,
I just gotta try something
McDonald's.
real quick.
You know, how much I really make as a custodian. Whatever you do for work, you just keep all your videos related to what you do at work and at your jobs, and you upload those